Hello and welcome to this session on managing refunds with payments to us. During this session we'll look at doing a simple refund where no approvals are required. We'll also look at setting up a process for managing of refunds where approvals are required. We'll do this with a simple approval process, and then we'll discuss options for more comprehensive and multi-level layers of approval processes for refunds. We'll start off by doing a simple refund. So in Salesforce, we'll go to the Payment Transaction tab and we'll locate a previous transaction that was taken by credit card in this case. We'll click on the transaction and you'll notice a refund button. You can press the refund button here. You can enter the amount that you want to refund. You should note that the sum of all refunds cannot exceed the original refund amount. For this case, I'm going to just refund $20. I'm going to say that they overpaid by $20. For authorized.net transactions, if you refund within the first 24 hours, you can actually do the void transaction, but that must be for 100%. In this case, you'll notice that the approved checkbox is marked here, so I can do the refund, and if I want I can put a note on actually what the refund was for. I simply go confirmed. If I didn't press the approve button, I can come back and approve the refund at this stage, but you can see that the checkbox is here. That is all that is required for the entry of the refund. You should wait a couple of seconds, then do a refresh on the page and come down to the credit card and payment gateway section and just make sure that it says approved and that the refund did go through. The customer would get a email notifying them that the refund amount has actually gone through. So that's how to manage a simple refund without any levels of approvals. The second step is we'll set up a simple approval process, but before we do that, there's a couple of configuration options that we should do. The first one is we should make sure that only the required users can actually tick this approved box. So what we'll do here is we'll go to Setup inside Salesforce, and we'll make sure that the level of security for that particular field is taken off so that only the right people can do that. Now, that might be set for all users if you installed payments to us and selected to install for all users. So I'm going to set up create objects. I'm clicking into the payment TXN object. I'll scroll down to the fields and relationship section, and I'm looking for the approved field. I click on the approved field here and I set the field level security, and I'll make sure that that is not visible for any users inside Salesforce. So now what I need to do is go and say which users are allowed to actually request a refund and use payments to us and which ones are not. So I'm going to go to Administer, Manage Users, click into Users. I'm going to click into a standard user, so this is somebody that can request refunds. I'm scrolling down to the permission set area. I'm clicking on Edit Assignments, and I'm going to choose the Payments to Us standard user and go Save. Now what I'm going to do is go to back to users again, and this time I'm going to locate a finance user. So this is somebody in finance that is allowed to approve this. I click on payments to us, click into the user, I scroll down to the permission set assignment, click edit assignment. This time I'm going to make them an admin user, and I go OK and save. So that set the right level of field level security. Now what I want to do is set the workflow so that the approver will actually get notified of that particular request. So I go to Setup, Create, Workflows and Approvals, Workflow Rules. Skip that section, and I'm going to sort my workflow rules by the rule name. and I'm going to see refund approval. So by default, this is not active in your instance of payments to us. So I'm going to make that active, and I'm going to click into the email alert. And what I'm going to do here is change who is actually going to receive this. So I'm going to mark this as the finance user, and we'll take off the account owner. And then I can go save. So that's all the setup that we need to do. So what I will now do is we will log in as a person that can make the request. So this is a standard user, and you'll see that they won't be able to approve it. And now if we log in as a standard user, we'd locate the payment transaction. We click into the original payment transaction and we click on refund. This time you'll notice that the approved checkbox is not enabled for that particular user. If we type in, say, $100 and say a reason code, and then we go confirm. Now what this will do is generate an email to finance. The email will look similar to this one. Finance will click on the link that will ask them to log in if they are not already logged in. They can review the transaction, and if they're happy with it, can mark it as approved. They should then wait a couple of seconds and then do a refresh and check to make sure that the transaction has been successfully refunded. Some other options that do exist with the approval process is using the inbuilt Salesforce approval workflows process. You'll need to consult the Salesforce online user manuals for more information on that. But you can set up multiple approvers and for it to go up the chain, or maybe if it's less than a certain amount it gets approved straight away, and if it's greater than a certain amount it goes to a manager, and if it's greater than an even higher amount it perhaps goes to the managers or the financial controller, and then they can approve it. That is all available using standard Salesforce workflow approvals. Thank you very much for listening to this session, and of course there's more information available online at paymentstous.com under our user manuals.